Welcome to another VeChain update. Like always, make sure to check out our little memberships and our Patreon if you want access to one of our charts and if you want access to our Discord server where we post multiple updates a day. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. So VeChain, it went down right here, which was to be expected because this is a fourth wave move down. It almost tested the bull market support band and we got a downside the 0.618 extension, which is the golden ratio of the third wave, and that's actually quite nice. We did not invalidate the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup. The fourth wave move down did not get to the first wave target regions, which is good. And right now I'm watching for a fifth wave move up. I don't want to see another low, to be honest, because that would put us below the 0.618 extension. So what you need to hope for right now is that this setup actually holds. And you could say that we already have a 1, 2 setup on the chart, with the first wave being a 1, 2, 3 setup. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to count it as that. And actually, let me put the wave count on the chart, because, why not? And that may give you a target zone for the third wave as well, and also a support zone for the 1, 2 setup. So your minimum target for the third wave is at about 8 cents. That's the 200% extension of the 1, 2 setup that I have on the chart. And that's also put on the support zone as well. So as you can see, it's between, let's see, about 5 cents and 4.1 cents. So if we drop below the 0.786 support level, that would pretty much confirm that we will get another low in the fourth wave right here, which would not be the best thing in the world. So what I need to hope for right now is that we hold the second wave move down. Now this to me does not look like an ABC down, so maybe we will get a short-term pump and then another low, which maybe gets us to like the 0.618 extension, which is at about 0.43 cents. And then we bounce in the third wave, which should put us at about 8 cents. So yeah, VeChain is looking good. It's respecting support levels, which is quite nice. And I'm still watching for higher prices. The first wave move to the upside still has not been completed. I cannot really count 5 waves here, unless you somehow want to count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, but the fifth wave would be way too impulsive, so I don't think I like that. I would much rather take this as a fourth wave move and this as a fifth wave move, which means that, yeah, the fifth wave could go higher. Now keep in mind, the third wave right here got to the 300% extension of the 1, 2 setup. The minimum target was the 200% extension. We got only 300% extension, so this is bullish. But keep in mind, if we got to the 300% extension, there is a chance that VeChain drops a lot more, because, we overextended like crazy in the third wave. Now, I'm expecting the fifth wave right here to top somewhere between, let's say, about 8.5 cents and 10 cents, maybe 11 cents or so, and that will complete the first wave of the main third wave move to the upside. And this means that at some point we will need a second wave move down, which could happen extremely quick because an altcoin season is just around the corner. So this could literally happen in a day or so, and then we could start getting the third wave, also the third wave. So VeChain is still looking good, but like I said, to remain bullish, we have to stay above the first wave high right here, which is at about 3 cents. If we get below that low, it would turn into a bearish looking structure, in my opinion at least. But yeah, it's looking good so far. Now, if you look at the daily RSI, it's no longer overbought, which is good, because right now, if we want to start going up, we can start going up. When we were up here, we could not really continue going up for much longer because we were already overbought, but right now we are not overbought anymore. Now, we'll see if we actually get to the oversold territory or not. In my opinion, that's extremely unlikely to happen, but that's only my opinion. And keep in mind, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to be at 120k by the end of the year, which I know it's a bold prediction, but I'm gonna stick with it. I know there are like 5 days left of the year, but I think it's possible to get a short-term pump on there. We'll see if that happens or not. And just to remind you what VeChain is currently doing right now, VeChain is in a 1, 2 setup. Well, it was in a 1, 2 setup. Right now it's working on the third wave of this 1, 2 setup, and the minimum target for the third wave is at 23 cents. Now keep in mind, the third wave could overextend to the 2.27 extension or the 2.618 extension. It all depends on how bullish VeChain is in this cycle. So far, it has been respecting support levels, so I think we should be able to get to at least 23 cents up here. And if you bought in the support zone when VeChain was at like 2 cents, I think you would be more than happy if VeChain got like 23 cents. And of course, this is not financial advice, but you should start taking profits if you are already up like 10x in my opinion. Now, I'm still expecting VeChain to top somewhere between 34 cents and 56 cents on how high the third wave will go. So if the third wave gets through the 2.272 extension or the 2618 extension, then of course the fifth wave could top at like $1, maybe even more. But if the third wave tops right here at the 200% extension, then I'm not expecting the fifth wave to get to like $5. It would not make sense. Now keep in mind, if you look at the weekly RSI or the monthly RSI, in the previous cycle we formed a 1-2 setup, and right now we're working on a third wave move to the upside, which will of course not be done in this cycle. In this cycle we will only work on the first 5 waves of the first wave of the main third wave up there. This third wave, I mean, I can even predict if it will happen or not. It all depends that VeChain will actually survive the next couple of bear markets, and this is gonna take years, maybe even decades, so don't expect this to get done anytime soon. This is only a long-term projection. Now, if you look at the weekly RSI, VeChain has cooled off, which is quite nice. And keep in mind, getting to the overbought territory or the weekly RSI does not really mean anything. I mean, we did that multiple times in the previous cycle. We actually did it a lot. And as you can see, in the previous cycle, we actually had a similar looking setup to what we have right now. We had a 1-2 setup, and then we started the third wave. Now, VeChain does not really have a 5-wave move to the upside in the previous cycle. I mean, as you can see, this right here looks like an ABC structure. So it's not the most bullish looking structure, but it's definitely not bearish, considering the fact that we did not get to new all-time lows in the biggest bear market right here. So you can count this as a second wave move down. However, there is a chance that the third wave up here will only have an ABC structure, which would still be bullish. So yeah, things are still looking good in my opinion. Now, people are still asking me if they should buy, and well, we got to the 0.618 extension. We reacted to it, so this would have been a good time to buy in my opinion. Now keep in mind, if a chart reacts to the extensions, that does not mean that the chart cannot test the extensions again. Of course not, we could always get to these lows again and test them again before going up. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now I also want to look at the monthly RSI because that's also important. As you can see, we're actually nowhere near close to being overbought here, which is good. The RSI is barely at 56. And if you take a look at where VeChain was in the previous cycle, exactly at this time of the year, VeChain was actually at similar RSI levels, and during that time, it was at about 2 cents or so. And look at what we did after that. We went up like crazy. So yeah, we have not had an altcoin season yet, but I believe we will get one very, very soon. And by very, very soon, I mean the beginning of January. Now, of course, it will not end in January. It will most likely end in 2026 or the end of 2026. But of course, I'm not talking about the altcoin season. I'm talking about the Bitcoin dominance drop. So the altcoin season will most likely do the best when we get this move right here, not when we get whatever happened here. So yeah, the altcoin season is not going to last years. However, this move to the downside most likely will. So keep that in mind. Now, as you can see, even though Bitcoin dominance dropped like 6% here, VeChain already went off quite a lot during that time. Now, imagine what happens when Bitcoin dominance drops to like 40% to test the trend line right here. The altcoin market will go insane. And keep in mind, I'm still expecting Bitcoin to get to about $255,000 by the end of the cycle, which I'm expecting to be in November or maybe October or September of 2025. And yeah, that has been my prediction for a very long time. I have been predicting that since we were arriving down here, but I was not making videos back then. However, I did tell you when we were down here that Bitcoin will most likely get to 100K by the end of the year. And what do you know, we got to that level, and yeah, I'm happy that I was right, but I'm also not satisfied because we are still not at $255,000. Of course, I'm not expecting that to happen in the next couple of months. I'm expecting that to still take about a year. But I think it's possible to get there, at least judging this by what happened in the previous few cycles. So yeah, VeChain is still looking quite well, and I'm still expecting it to break all-time highs, but only if the third wave gets to at least peak to 100% extension right here of the 1-2 setup. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to our bar charts and if you want access to our Discord server where we post multiple updates a day. And yeah, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.